Hello and welcome to Poolside Problems. I'm Tor.
And I'm Elle. Poolside Problems is a podcast about our lives as 30-something-ish women living on a small island.
From moving abroad and finding friendship in unlikely places, the fun and the hard times, including some of the bigger problems life throws at us, like fertility, relationships, moving countries and everything in between.
Not forgetting our poolside problems, our daily rants that aren't really serious problems at all. We can't promise it will be hilarious, but there will be laughter and honesty and maybe even some special guests along the way.
We hope you enjoy tuning in to our girl chats each week. Don't forget to subscribe and follow our Instagram account for updates. Hello!
Hello! Welcome back. Episode 3. Part 3. Oh no, not part 3. What is it? How many times did we try and record this before we...
Yeah, 2 or 3 times.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 3.3.
We're doing really well though, and actually
Consistent,
doing it every week.
Yeah.
No one's heard it yet, but
No, but for us, we're recording it every week. It feels consistent.
I feel like in our very inconsistent lives, we're doing really well. We've been working out regularly.
We have been, which is new for me.
Recording our podcast, and once you just put it in your schedule and just do it,
Get it done. Your thing's really quiet.
Okay, closer.
Elle's got the quietest voice and I've got the loudest voice, so the microphone's in her face right now.
Yeah, it really is. And I was lying down, so probably wasn't the best. like I was here for my therapy session in Tor's wardrobe.
With your legs up in the air. That sounds dodgy.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't bring the ring cleaner.
Oh.
We were going to clean our rings.
Oh, I'm so gutted.
With our legs in the air.
That's really makes me laugh. Oh, I'm so annoyed you didn't bring it.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm so forgetful.
Okay, I'll bring it on Thursday instead. How's the week? You're back? You've come back?
Yep. James was away and I'm not going to lie, it was hard. Respect to all solo parenters. Yeah, it was tough. I'm tired. The boys had a few kind of really early mornings. And it's not just the looking after them, it's the mental load as well. We were talking about this, you've done it before as well, having them on your own for a while. So you have to think about everything, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I moan about doing that just on a daily basis, let alone with my husband being away. But it's just a mental load. My absolute worst thing is packing bags. I feel like I'm constantly just packing a bag or being out and realising I've forgotten something.
I always forget things.
Yeah, it is just exhausting. I mean, anyone who's parent knows what it's like at the best of times. But,
exactly.
I don't know what it's like to do with twins. They are very cute.
They are so cute, but yeah, it's hard work. So yeah, I'm out the other side. James is back. And it was UK Mother's Day, which I celebrated. So I got some lay-ins, had a nice massage, and I did feel refreshed this morning. But then I had some blood taken just to see what my killer cells are doing.
I think this is the biggest surprise to come out of a week of solo parenting ever, was to James.
Yeah, to be fair, it's true. James said everyone in London, which is where he was, kept saying, "Oh, do you think you'll have another kid?" And he was like, "No, after this week, Tori's knackered. I think she's well off that idea." And then I was like, "So, let's discuss the next one." He was like, "What?"
It's so annoying because, I've always wanted more children, well, another child maybe, but I think now you've put it in my head. And a couple of other friends are thinking about having another baby. And now I can't stop thinking about it. It's annoying. I don't want one now, but it's hard, isn't it? Just
I
never know whether it's your body talking, your hormones talking, or your actual brain talking.
I know. I'm in such a mixed state. I think I'm more wanting another baby. But obviously for me, it's not straightforward. And I've found ways to maybe make it a bit easier, potentially. But yeah, I did the blood test today to see if my killer cells are really high. And it's just weird because the blood taken out me. I'm so used to having blood tests, but I am so tired. I've bought me and James some massive steaks for our dinner, and I was actually just saying to
Doctor's
Elle,
orders.
Yeah, she did say, doctor said eat loads of red meat tonight, and steak is James's dish that he cooks. So I bought steak and chips that he has to cook dinner. But I get the red meat, and the doctor told me to. So
very nice steak dinner.
Yeah, so
How's
hopefully
it
I get the
vitamin
results.
water
Yeah, Elle bought me a vitamin water, which is working a treat as well. Yeah, hopefully I'll get the results in a few days, and then
Next
steps. And I will probably share them. Maybe not in real time, but I will share them along the way.
I was thinking, well, I've got really vested interest here in this all going well, because I really don't want you to go back to the UK for another year. Because I was telling someone in the car the other day, we were driving somewhere, and she was asking about our podcast, and so I was kind of like, well, who knows if anyone find it interesting, because we just talk all the time. And we just decided to record ourselves talking all the time. But I was telling her about when you were away, I went for supper with another friend while you were pregnant, and it was kind of not long after our lockdown here had finished. And she dropped me home in the car, and probably for curfew, and I just like burst into tears, and I was like, I just really missed Tor. She was like, oh, I'm so stressed about your wedding. So I was trying to have a wedding in COVID, and everyone kept asking me about it and stuff. And she was like, you just, are you okay? You seem really stressed. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I just missed Tor. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, of course. Because she's like, she's like a sister here and stuff. And at that point, you were still meant to be coming back after 20 weeks, and then you didn't.
Oh, I know. For those who don't know, I ended up staying for my whole pregnancy. I went back for IVF, and I was supposed to come back, like 12 weeks, and then it was 20 weeks, and then I didn't come back until I had twins.
Yeah, at one point you were like, we're going to stay for Christmas. I was like, no, absolutely not. I'm going to have to tell you every reason why the babies need to fly sooner rather than later.
You were the one that rang me up, was like, they're cancelling the flights for a month, you better get her back. And James had already come back. I was like, oh shit, I actually had to get back.
I almost tried to create a lockdown just for that.
It's mental though, because the thing is, before kids, you had Albie at the time, but before I had kids, and we did do everything together. I mean, we see each other a lot even now.
I'm pre-Albie.
Yeah, but like before Albie and Albie, like we saw each other most every day. So I think it is like when that person goes for a bit, it is so different.
Yeah, I mean, we had so much change in 2020, didn't we? Like our lives turned upside down for lots of reasons. So it was just like a new normal, that horrible phrase. You just kicked your toes.
Sorry. Stole me off for doing that in the last one. I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's minging.
But yeah, 2020, well, it's been and gone now, thank God. But
yeah,
no, you're not going for another year.
No, so fingers crossed I'm here and I can make it work easier here. So yeah, watch this space. How's your week been?
Good. Yeah. Can't even think what's been going on. I just taking along. I had a normal week, another normal week now.
You came here for dinner on Friday night. We had couples dinner.
Oh yeah, I'm really sorry about that, by the way. I had a little think about that, and I was like, God, we turned up drunk.
I loved it, isn't it?
Sorry about that. It's quite rude. We basically just went for a couple of drinks before coming. We should have just come here and had the couple of drinks, shouldn't we? While you guys did.
No, it's fine, because we were actually talking about the fact that we miss working life and being in London and popping for a few drinks after work, and not necessarily saying out, but having a few drinks and then going home. So Elle met her husband Tom for a few drinks before coming here for dinner, and I totally get it. It's totally fine. But they were definitely a bit pissed when they got here.
Right, it took a while for us to level out, didn't it, with each other.
It was brilliant.
Bring you up to it. We were supposed to have sushi in a kitchen party, but you did really yummy duck pancakes, which I'm going to try and get again, actually.
Yeah.
But we just kind of had a kitchen party.
With a mini one.
Yeah.
That was quite nice.
And today I pranked my car.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of. I'm really sorry, Nissan Tida, if you ever worried about that little thing.
Basically crashed into somebody in a car park and drove off.
And I had a bit of an ethical dilemma, because it's like, do you tell them if it's a tiny scratch? Because I do think here there is a different line.
Oh my God, all our cars are so scratched. It's insane.
And we borrowed a car when we first moved here. And as the guy gave it to me, he was like, by the way, I'm used to getting my car bashed all the time, and I bash other people's, so just don't worry about it. And it was a pretty nice car. It wasn't a bad one. Luckily, we did actually sublet the car briefly, and someone did crash it, so lived up to the expectations. But we I don't know whether to just stop. So I kind of hung around. Then I called Tor, my car crash consultant. And you were like, nah, it's fine. As long as there's nothing like hanging off and there's no like,
massive dent or anything. It was just a
no.
little scratch.
It was maybe just could even have wiped off. Like,
should have done a little spit on the tissue.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to be there too long, if I'm honest. I did go to the shop and I thought if I come back outside and someone's there wondering what's going on, then I'd be like, hi there, by the way, that scratches me. Like, and be really apologetic.
I wasn't going to tell you, but as soon as you're here, I'll own up. I would have just got my car and be like, da-da-da-da-da.
Well, I could have just driven straight away, couldn't I? So I was like,
because you were at Supermart, and it's for people in Sweden that know, if you get a shop best car parking space at Supermart, you take that car parking space.
I'm annoyed because it was a parallel park, and I really am so good at parallel parking that I pretty much wasn't looking because I'm so good that. I like know my things. I'm so good that I bashed at the front. I just didn't know my own size. Like,
you've got a big car, to be fair.
It's annoying, very annoying. So apart from that drama, I've had a fairly drama-free week, which I'm really grateful for.
Quite chilled. Actually, it's funny because one of our friends also messaged us today saying that she drove in a car park the wrong way and it had those spike things.
Do they have that in England? I can't check. They do.
Get her tyres checked. Oh God, I don't know. Surely they must do.
I've never really seen it before.
So obviously it's a bad day for cars. Fingers crossed everyone else we know is okay, touch wood.
Or just blonde women in Bermuda.
Yeah, you are both blonde. That leads us on to women, I suppose, we were going to talk about, which I thought quite interesting, is like female friendships.
Yeah.
And like, I think like they've changed as I've got older quite a lot. Like when we were younger, we had mates, but we didn't like, where I grew up, I don't feel like we had each other's backs that much.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a really bitchy girls' school, but all girls, I think, because I had brothers, I didn't have that, like, that's where we had a sisterly bond. Like, and so I do feel like I had that growing up, but I'm definitely more needy as a result as a female friend. And in other ways, female friendships have changed, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, like, because my mum used to call her mates her girlfriends when we were younger, and me and my sisters were girlfriends. But, like, they were, like, her best friends that, like, they had each other's backs. Yeah. And now I'm older, I can kind of sit, and not that I call my mates my girlfriends, like, I still can't do it, my girlfriend. It just takes me back. But I do think, like we do have each other's backs a lot more, and like rather than put each other down, we like try and lift each other up more, which I think is something that's changed a lot in society as well.
I agree, and I've often wondered since being here, because we are really lucky to have loads of really close female friends. You can make close friendships really quickly here because you do spend a lot of time together. You're in a really similar boat. You're physically separated from other friends and family, and we've got fairly like loads in common by just moving here and stuff. So I think we certainly formed our friendship really quickly. Like became very close very, very quickly. But I wonder if that would be the same if I lived in London, because I was trying to think what my, not just friendship wise, but what would, like, I don't know what life would be like in London for me right now, or wherever I was living, because I left, like, not single, but, in a 8-month relationship. And now I've got, like, a husband and 2 children, and I've lived abroad for 5 years. So what would my life be like? I can't even compare like for like.
No, you can't think, though. You can't think what if and on the other side, I guess, can you? Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I definitely, like, before the job I had before I came here, I had 2 girlmates that I worked with there, and the 3 of us were like...
The dry humping friend?
Yeah, my dry humping friend.
Do you remember that from very late part of Friday?
We really enjoyed dry humping each other. And there's no judgment with it either. Yeah, and I feel like they definitely, like, obviously my old school friends who I've been friends with for Essex forever, the Essex girls and my uni friends, like, they are definitely, like, solid friends that we've got each other's back. But yeah, the girls that I'm, like, newer friends that I made, like, similar to ones like that I've made here, when we kind of new friend bonded, like, we were tight and we, like, definitely had each other's backs. And, like, we went through stuff in that office that, like one of them, like, got a vertigo just for her wedding and, like, was so unwell. And, like, we were, like, picking up the pieces for her in the office, like, checking she was all right. I had my first miscarriage when I was in the office then. I literally just walked out the office and just messaged them both, and they just, like, picked up my desk and just sorted all my work out for me.
Love that.
Like, the other one had, like, some family drama, and, like, we, like, helped her out. And, like, we just straight away, like bonded into a threesome, and then that was it. It was brilliant. And I do think, like, that here, you're right, is, like, very similar.
Yeah, and I don't know whether, like, age, circumstance, or just, or partly just, like, what we have been going through as a world in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And then Instagram and things like that mean that you can be closer even when you're not physically close, like,
True.
to friends.
True.
So obviously everyone, if you ever asked me to do a Zoom catch up or a quiz, no, I'd be like,
no.
Absolutely not. But we did we did end up speaking and catching up with
true.
people that, well, like,
I also think, like, the whole, like, before COVID and stuff, like, even then, like, the narrative around everything was changing. Like, my go-to when I was at school, and maybe even, like, into uni probably, was like, oh my God, look at that girl, she's got a massive ass. Oh my God, like, oh my God, look at that girl, her skin's so bad. Whereas now, I would genuinely be the other way. I'd be like, if I noticed it, I'd be like, that poor girl, like, I wonder, like, what is making her skin like that? Or, like, wow, that girl's figure is insane. Look how she's, like, carrying herself, or that outfit looks on her. Like, I try and, like, totally go the other way now and, like, not criticize and, like, champion. But that maybe is an age thing. But I do think, like, people and women are trying to push that more. And I think, again, you're right, social media is, like, making that. Doesn't mean that we don't have a bit of a bitch up sometimes if someone deserves it.
I actually found in our, like, message photo history the other day, like, one of those, when it's like listen, oh my God, showing my age here. When it's like a white thing and just text, is that a meme?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it's not the photo one, it's just the text. Anyway, it was like,
thank
thank you
as well, but that's what I'd call a meme.
It was, at least I didn't say meme or something. Like, that would really be bad. Yeah, meme.
I wish you did.
I will, and I'll always want to call them Mimi. It was like, thanks so much for being that person that I just bitch about absolutely everyone with, or something, like, or we discuss how, like, and I think annoying everyone else is, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what we do. No, but it is, I don't know what I would be without, like, really close girl friendships, and I have had loads through, like, some that you pick up along the way and things, but here is extra special, I think, because we get to just do everything together.
Yeah, I agree. I think anyone that's an expat that's listening to this, like, it makes me feel like it's a bit like university but grown up in a way, because, like, at uni you're all together all the time. And, like, my example of this is, I remember I used to work in London when I finished uni, but I still lived in Brighton, and I'd get off the train on a Friday night and I would go out for dinner and drinks with my friends, and we'd go out partying, and then on Saturday morning we'd get up, we'd all meet for breakfast, and then we'd go for, like, a beach walk, and then we'd go for lunch, start drinking, do an all-dayer, party, wake up Sunday, go for breakfast, and then, like, literally it was like being at uni but a bit more grown up. And now it's like, we obviously don't do that here, but you see the same people, and, like, you do see each other a lot here, and it just feels like a bit of a more grown-up version of that.
So true. Yeah.
It's like I've moved to another little area that's just, like, a little pockets of people that you just, like, see all the time.
Oh yeah, I know, this crew at this end of the island.
It's got a complex.
Well, I just have general FOMO in all aspects of my life, but I'm fighting it.
But with, like, a few of us have moved to, like, a literally, it probably takes me 15-20 minutes to get to Elle's house, but, like, we've all moved, like, further away all at quite a similar time as well. Yeah. But it was all when we had kids, so it was going to be similar. But yeah, she's like, oh, right, you lot are all hanging out again together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was last minute, I promise. I'm like, yeah, of course it was last minute, because you are only 5 minutes away, and I didn't know that. Oh yeah, no, I do have a FOMO complex about anything, but you shouldn't be scared to tell me when you do
I'm
stuff.
scared sometimes. So it's hilarious, but also she's also like picks up on everything. So like you do, like I could literally say like a sentence, and Elle will be like, "Well, I didn't know you saw that person that day at this time," and I'll be like, "What? How do you even?" How did you get that from that one sentence? But yeah, I did. But it wasn't a secret. Because she just like tunes into everything. Whereas I'm almost the opposite. Like Elle could tell me a whole million things and I'll be like, cool.
Did you mention that? Yeah. And I'm like, you know when I told you about this?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I don't.
I'm like, I remember one or two facts, but I don't remember the time, date, the colour top, the leggings. Whereas Elle's like, it's not like I don't listen. I listen, but Elle like listens to everything and remembers everything. Whereas
I remember the details.
Remember everything. I'm useless.
No, I remember the numbers plate of the car from this morning. Like,
God.
Yeah, because like
You're
if I ever see a car, I'm looking for it now. Yeah.
I can't even remember. Like, I remember what I wore my first date with James.
Oh, I actually don't know what I wore.
Actually, we did 2 first dates because we started seeing each other again. I remember both first dates.
Did you think about it a lot?
So the first one I can't remember massively, but the second one, yeah, like I was living with my sister and her husband Wayne, and it was literally like they dressed me. Like I was like, I've got a date with James again, and they loved him. They literally like wanted it to work the second time, and like they were like, try this, try that. Wayne was getting involved as if he was like one of the girls. It was literally like getting clothes out of Frank's wardrobe, like try this, try that, and we put together an outfit. And he's like, yeah, like that's it, right.
What was it? I need to know.
It was, oh my God, it was ridiculous. Like it was like just skinny jeans because I was going straight from work. I had these, like, my sister's really gorgeous, like blue snakeskin peep toe Louboutins. They are like the nicest, like slingback ones, heels. And then I had just like a little plain vest up on, but then like one of the proper like bluey tweedy Chanel jackets. Which is so at me, I don't own a Chanel jacket, it's not my style. But at the time, I literally like loved it. And they were like, this is perfect, he's going to take you somewhere fancy, which he does always take me somewhere nice on dates. And it was a good outfit for the date, but yeah, I remember it. Like,
do you remember what he wore?
No, he came straight from work, he's in a suit.
James does take his outfits quite seriously.
Oh, takes his clothes more seriously than I do, for sure.
If someone's making someone late in this house, it's James getting ready, doing his hair, or his outfit choices. Like
when we lived together, well, we obviously live together now, but when I first started living with him, we'd go to work in the morning and I used to be like, I'll shower first because I'm the girl. And then it came apparent very quickly that he had to shower first because he's actually the girl and he took so long to get ready and I can literally like have a shower second and still be ready before him.
Also though, would you say, like, I think I've now narrowed down my getting ready, like, showering routine to possibly, like, neglectful.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I might not even be clean. Like, that's how short it is. Just since having children and, like, I don't want to waste my time doing that. Like,
and here your hair goes frizzy quite a lot of the year because of humidity, so you can't always be bothered to do your hair. In the summer it's so sweaty, so you won't really put much makeup on, but you're tan, so you look alright.
It's true.
And I've like, where I was solo parenting actually, I like my only way to shower was to have the boys locked in the bathroom with me, and that they've taken to just pointing at my bits and laughing. So like now I'm like just like get in and out of the shower as quickly as possible because Rafty just stands there pointing at my like vagina, wetting himself laughing, and Son is taken to pointing at my, like poking my boobs, going booby, booby, booby. I'm like, cool, this is really relaxing. So perfect.
Oh, love that age though.
I mean, it's hilarious.
We've got where's that come from? Where's pasta come from? Where does this come from? And everything, every answer, it like usually ends up, it comes from the pasta shop. It comes from the pasta factory. No.
The question.
Everything comes from a factory at the moment because where's factory come from? It is very funny, but yeah, I haven't had. Can I hold your boobies for a while?
Can I hold your boobies? Oh, I can't do this. It's so funny.
It is funny.
But yeah.
Speaking of bits,
Oh.
I was having an appointment recently, and it wasn't this. And I realised I've seen now quite a few times like vagacial on the menu.
On the menu?
On the
Where
spa
are you
menu.
going? I'll have some oysters and a vagina, please. Vagina, what do you call it?
Vagacial.
What's a vagina? Oh,
It's like a steam and a spa treatment for your vajayjay.
No.
Your hoo-ha.
be
Yeah, I was just
healthy.
wondering, because I've now seen it a few times, like, is that something that is happening worldwide, or is it just in
Is it something
Bermuda?
we should be doing?
Well, do you not remember you were organising one for my hen do?
We were going to do that. It was a bit of a joke. No, we weren't. We were going to say you were getting a vajazzle, which is where they like put the diamantes on it.
Oh, wow, lucky me.
Yeah, we weren't going to get you a spa treatment. We were going to get you a full vajazzle.
Well, the lady walked in with a wax pot, and I kind of thought I was having nails. I just had my hair done and makeup, and then so I kind of thought maybe I was having nails done. Next part, the hen do. At this point, I actually thought they were dressing me as Talisa from Endobs, but actually it was Barbie, because when you did my hair, you're like, the girls were like, do you know what you are yet? And I was like, no. So
I wasn't there, so I was like, obviously you don't know this, but I was in the UK pregnant with the twins, so I like helped organise it, but obviously couldn't be there guttingly.
Oh yeah, but then when I opened my outfit, obviously I knew who I was. Anyway, I'm dressed as Barbie, and then I think my nails are coming in, and the lady walks in with a wax pot and is like, hey honey, I'm here for your vajacial or vajazzle. And I'm like, really? Just told me about this? They're videoing me, and they're just like, I'm only kidding, I'm here for your nails. So I very briefly thought I was having one, but now maybe that's why I see it on the spa venue in places.
Yeah, maybe
because
it just jumps out at you.
It gives me the fear. But I wonder, is it like a new trend? Should we try one?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
I don't like the idea of a steam.
I don't like the idea of a steam, because surely like your bits, like not being funny, but like mine are sensitive. I have to use like a sensitive wash down there. So like, if someone's getting all steamy up in there, no, I don't like the sound of it.
What about waxing though? Oh, you don't do waxing, do you?
No, I don't wax.
Oh, the shaving.
No, but when you're used to it, it's fine.
Really?
Do any of you listeners either have a vajacial?
Vajacials.
Or do you do vajacials? Or are you an expert on vaginas and know if it is a good or bad thing?
Yeah.
Let us know, because I am intrigued.
Do you wax or do you shave?
Yeah. We'll put a poll up on Instagram.
Oh, I've always wanted to know that. Yeah, vajacials, crikey. Like, again, showing my age. Memes.
Memes. Oh dear.
I find it weird how we run out of steam, because we never run out of things to talk about.
We won't run out of steam. We just get a little bit like we've been on one topic and then we exhaust it and we're like,
This is true, yeah. It's okay to take a deep breath. Oh, that's something else that's happened this week. The male contraceptive pill.
oh yeah.
What did you think about that?
Well, I think we had a brief conversation about it on Friday night, didn't we? But my issue with the male contraceptive pill is, obviously, if women take contraception, then the man has got to trust that the woman's taken it, and I do understand that. But the long-term effect is the woman is the one that falls pregnant. So if she doesn't take her pill, then she's going to fall pregnant. Whereas with the male contraceptive, he's got to remember to take it, and you've got to trust that he's taken it. And the consequence, yeah, okay, if a woman falls pregnant, a guy should take responsibility and like obviously be there financially if they don't want to be like if you're not together necessarily.
Sure.
But they could essentially just walk away and the woman is still pregnant, so you're putting the trust in the guy to take it. I just don't know, if I'm completely honest. And that's not like a male-female thing. Like, if men could fall pregnant, I wouldn't care, but like, they're not going to fall pregnant, are they?
Yeah, well...
What do you think?
I don't know. I guess... I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. I like the idea of not having to use contraception because I have the most wild hormones ever.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, in the spirit of like, oh, it's always us, we have to have periods, we have to do all that crap. Like,
Yeah.
it would be nice to just not have to think about that.
I agree.
Yeah.
From the like hormones, us not having to worry
I'm
about
really
it
bad
side
at
of
remembering
things.
as well. Like, that's why I haven't had a pill for like over 10 years, I reckon. Because I was really bad at taking them.
What contraception did you have when you were younger then? You did have the pill and then you didn't have the pill.
Yeah, I had the pill like when it was first relevant. And then I realised I was a bit bonkers from that. So yeah, I had the coil that you've got now, or like the one similar to what you've got now. But I do generally prefer condoms actually. And like,
yeah, because we were talking, because the guys, obviously, I mean, this might not be across the board, but our husbands don't like condoms.
didn't you say you don't like condoms as well, though?
I don't love them.
It's quite neat and tidy, though.
Yeah, that's true, but don't bother me.
Yeah.
But like, I had the pill, and then I was the same. I was useless at like remembering it. So like, that's obviously not me digging at guys taking it and remember it. Like, I was useless. So then I had an implant in my arm put in, and the first one, I think they last 3 years, was brilliant. And then I had it taken out and a second one put in, and it sent me crazy, like crazy. Had to have it taken out. And another friend I know had exactly the same. Her first one was fine. Her second one sent her crazy.
Wow, yeah.
Then I didn't have anything for a while, and just used condoms. And then after the twins, I had a coil put in just so that I didn't have to think about it or worry about it. And at the beginning, it definitely was a bit unsettling, but it's fine now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about taking it out.
So now it's settled down.
Yeah. Perfect. Good timing.
No, I don't know what I think about it. I think if I wasn't in a monogamous relationship, I wouldn't want to put that like, like expectation, or like, I'm a control freak at the best of times, so I wouldn't want to know that someone else had the control. But in a way, but it's nice that like after all this time of women moaning about, oh, we've had to do it, that there is that option. And I hate saying this because I don't know really anyone that's actually done this, and there's always two sides to every story, but like there's that accusation of like the girl who deliberately didn't take her pill, and I do, like, entrapment is the wrong word again, but like I've never really thought that if that's true and someone did do that, that's a bit unfair, isn't it, on the guy, because they've got absolutely no control. All they did was just
Trust.
have sex, and yes, they've had the decision to have sex with that person, and they could have used a condom, but like when someone's being like duplicitous about it, like deliberately not taking something, is like,
actually though, you've made me think about that,
different.
because actually, like I said, I had the coil straight after the twins because I really didn't want to fall pregnant. That is, I suppose, when the male contraception could come into play.
Yeah, like
because,
now, Tom's the one, right?
Yeah, and you're like, actually, I fully trust that you'll take it. You don't want another baby. So then that's when maybe it's best and you can pass over the baton. I'm thinking about it from a like single person, having sex with different people kind of vibe. Not that everyone does that, but actually, this is the time when that would be perfect, and I would totally agree with it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Well, it's less permanent than a vasectomy, isn't it? Which I know is also reversible, but like, I think I'd rather trial that before.
Full circle there.
Removing the whole chance, or just reliving your single days and forgetting our reality.
Yeah. That we're sat in a cupboard hiding from the twins because they're devastated that I left them with the nanny for an hour.
Talking about our sex lives to our as yet non-audience
hopeful listeners
who really that wasn't in our intro and outro. We'll be talking about sex, all moved by husbands.
And this poor guy that we don't really know that's going to be editing it as well.
Yeah.
So we're not quite at that techie stage of doing that.
In case this offends you,
we might have to start getting him on board, like, so he's in on the recordings. He can be like,
oh yeah,
girls, you're going off track.
I was just telling Tor before we started recording that I have finally got my tech sorted out, and
thank God.
In fact, it was already sorted, wasn't it? Because that's how I voice note in the car. So I just have to press play on a podcast, and I can listen to podcasts in the car. And I think it's, going to be great. I loved listening to one on the way here. that really long drive. So
I only listen to podcasts in the car. I only listen to music if like the podcasts that I've listened to I've run out of, basically.
It's really fun. Like, I mean, with all due respect to Bermuda Radio, I've listened to the same radio station now for 5 years.
Does not take the songs that much.
No. So it's really refreshing to just be like, what do I want to listen to? But obviously, it takes me quite a while to decide.
Yeah. Well, I'm pleased for you, if I'm honest.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. And Parenting Hell, Lost My Virginity.
Yes, the best podcast.
It's very funny. I don't feel so bad about going off piece now either, because I feel like even though they're comedians and we are not.
Yeah, comedians.
At least they do tangents as well.
Yeah, totally.
We do like a tangent, don't we?
Totally. Yeah. Well, I feel like that was a good week by us.
Yeah. What's your poolside problem?
Oh, my poolside problem this week. What? I really should have thought about this. What's yours?
Okay, mine's probably like the ethical dilemma of when you tiny scratched a car.
Yeah.
Like, that was a real problem for me this morning. Whether or not to tell someone.
No, you're probably right.
And actually, I didn't have pen and paper either, so I couldn't write a note.
I've left a note. Oh, I feel like that's a really big poolside problem. It's more like the pen and paper. Like, oh, we don't carry pen and paper around anymore. I could have messaged you, but I didn't have your number.
Yeah.
Like, that's so like, oh dear, now what do I do?
I did even think about whether I could search the number plate, because there's only 5 digits in the number plates here. Have you ever seen 0002?
No.
Yeah.
Where's 0001?
The second car ever made in Bermuda. I don't think they make cars here today, but brought to Bermuda.
Yeah.
The second number plate ever.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I wondered if I could search it, but I doubt it.
No, I think you should give up and move on.
Okay. What's your poolside problem?
I think my poolside problem is that the weather's been a bit rubbish this week.
This week? Really? Oh, okay. Yeah, the weekend it was.
Yeah, it has been compared to last week. And I basically did a lot of admin last week, and I don't have as much to do this week. And I don't really know what to do with myself.
Well, that is a real poolside problem.
That is such a poolside problem. I'm like, oh, okay, done all my admin. I mean, there's always admin to do, I know that. And there's always stuff I can be doing, but like the main bulk of my admin I did last week, and it was actually a sunny day I did it on.
I feel like is there like, what's the twinnies are up?
Can hear them.
The look of fear on Tor's face.
Can hear my children outside.
To think we actually tried to record an episode once with them in our laps.
Oh my god!
When they were like 3 months old.
That back at some point.
Yeah, it's probably not the best. Yeah, I do think though, when the weather is amazing at this time of year, it's low humidity. It's like a perfect English summer's day. Yeah. And you don't get many of those days in the actual summer here. So it feels like a real treat. And like, wow, we're so lucky. And so then I quite like the odd rainy day, because then I'm like, oh, I don't feel guilty for like staying inside. But yeah, you got your admin wrong.
Yeah, I did. And also I'm on countdown now because my Essex girls are coming out here in like 5 weeks, I think it is. So I'm super excited for that.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
But the perfect Bermuda day, you really want to be when they get here, actually.
Fingers crossed.
So we need to suck up some bad weather.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I enjoyed that this week, Al.
Me too.
We'll keep you updated on what happens next week.
Woo!
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Poolside Problems.
We hope we made you laugh a little and that you felt like you too were hiding under a duvet with us with a cup of coffee for some girl chats about our real problems and our silly poolside problems too.
If you enjoyed listening, we'd love to hear from you in a review below, and don't forget to subscribe.
If there's something you'd like us to open up the conversation about, or something we talked about today resonated with you, drop us a message on our Instagram at Poolside Problems and we will try to include it in future episodes.
And of course, nothing is TMI. We are all ears to anything else you'd like to share with us.
See you next week for more Poolside Problems. Tor and Elle.